big crane. Krishna killed that Badasura. This is probably one of the most fabulous temples in all of northern India, on top of the hill there. And this is just nearby. You can see off to the here. We're getting side view of Varshana temple. This is called Radharani Bagh, or Radharani's garden. So this is a very beautiful garden. We'll go around and see some of the wonderful places in this garden and some of the wonderful trees that are here. And this is a very special place. Here there's a well. All the water that they use in the puja in Sriji temple, all the water comes from this well here. And this water is so sweet. And this water is so nice. If ordinarily you eat 4 chapatis, after drinking this water, you can digest 16. If ordinarily you eat 8, after drinking this water, you can take 30 chapatis. It is very good for digestion. So, luckily I was thinking we were going to have to leave without our prasadam today, so if you drink this water and I don't bring any prasadam, then we're really going to be in trouble. So, somehow our prasadam came. So this is a very beautiful place. So here, first of all, we can see there's some nice banyan trees here. Now when Krishna, one time he was with Mother Yasoda, and he saw the banyan tree and he said, oh Maya, what kind of tree is this which got a beard? What kind of tree is this which got a beard? Oh Maya, what kind of tree is this that's got a beard? Arey Maya, ye khai ka peड़ hai jiska dari hai? Maya, ye khai ka peड़ hai jiska dari hai? So Mother Yasoda, she looks at, oh Lala, this is banyan tree. Bhatvriksh. This is banyan tree. He's got beard, you see? We're going to sit here under his shade. Then you can see here a very nice, beautiful creeper. This is called, it has 2 names. One we call Madhavi, another is Madhu Malati. Later we're going to enter into the Malati Kunj. But this one here, he's got pink and reddish and white, all 3 different colored flowers on one. And in evening time, now you can't smell anything, but if you come in evening time, then beautiful fragrance comes from this. Madhu Malati. You know Bara? After Das, you know Das?
Yes.
Then comes Gyara, then comes Bara. Bara means 12. And Mas? You know,
Throughout the year.
12 months. Throughout the year, this beautiful lavender colored flowers come. So they call it Baramas. All 12 months of the year, this flower is coming. This Madhu Malati only certain times of the year come, but this Baramas. So here we have several bakul trees. You may remember, those who've been to Puri, then you know Siddha Bakul, where Haridas Thakur used to sit and chant. So these are all, this couple over here, this one in the center, this one behind it, these are all bakul trees. Sometimes in the year they have very, very beautiful flowers with so many, like little round stars, but with many points. Made from this, you turn it away from me so that point it that direction. Because Krishna is very fond of the garlands made from the, oh here's one. We have a little dried one here that fell out of the tree. And in the morning, hundreds and hundreds of little, this is 4 examples, because these are little round like Sudarshan Chakra, and many little points, and 2 layers of points. And nice, oh Krishna just loves. I had one friend, every year during the season, he would make this bakul garland for Radharamanji. Every day he would take to Radharamanji this bakul garland in. Just like a little heart, and then comes down and little poonch, little tail is there. Just like in front of Prabhupada's Samadhi, that big tree is there, this is people tree. And he's very, very special tree, because some trees they give carbon dioxide sometime, and after the day they give oxygen. I can't remember which is it. But this one, all the time, only giving oxygen, only gives. Very, very environmentally friendly tree, this people tree. And very, very sacred tree.
इधर है?
Alright, we'll go there. Because during the Radhastami time, right after Radhastami of course is big festival, then as we go around on our Prikrama, we'll see different places. They have different festivals in different places. They bring the Raslila groups and enact the pastimes. So on that Shard Purnima that just passed, a huge festival is here in this beautiful garden, Radharani Bagh. Pastimes, and then after the boating pastimes, then they do the Raslila pastimes. Just like so many Nauka Vihar pastimes are there. One time, Radharani and all the gopis, they came to the Jamuna. And they had so many big pots of dahi and butter and milk and so many milk products like that. And they wanted to cross to the other side. So there was one boatman there. And they approached him. And he said, "No, my boat's too old. You girls, you have too much heavy weight. I can't go across." So Radharani sent Lalita and she looked all up and down the bank of the Jamuna. He says, "There's no one else around." And she came back and said, "Look, there's nobody else. You please take us across." Oh, anyway, all right. But let me first talk to my boat. So he talked to his boat. He says, "My boat says he won't go unless I wash the feet of one of you and sprinkle that water on my boat." So the gopi said, "Which one?" "That one who's the daughter of Brispanu. Brispanu Nandini, if I will wash her feet and sprinkle on my boat, then he'll go, otherwise he says he's not going." Then Radharani said, "Nope, then we'll look for another boat." Like that. And again went off, sent Lalita to look for another boat. Another boat is there. So finally Radharani, she agreed. So then that boatman, he washed very carefully Radharani's feet. He sprinkled that water on his own head. He sprinkled on his boat. Then all the gopis got in his boat. And he began rowing across the Jamuna. In the middle of Jamuna, he began to slow down. Finally, he couldn't row anymore. So then Radharani sent Lalita and said, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" Boatman says, "Your load is so heavy, and I haven't had anything to eat all day. If you don't give me something to eat, I cannot row anymore. I have no more strength. You have such nice butter here. You please give me a little butter." So they said, "All right, give him some butter." So then immediately he grabbed one pot of butter and he began to eat the butter. Then he took a whole pot of milk and began to drink the pot of milk. Then he took some dahi, drank a whole pot of dahi. So then he rolled up in the back of his boat and went to sleep. So then Lalita Saki came and said, "Look, you better row us to the other side or we're going to throw you overboard." So then somehow or other, you must have guessed who our boatman is by now. So then he rowed to the other side of the Jamuna. But after he'd eaten all of the butter and yogurt and milk of the gopis. So like that, hundreds of millions of Nauka Vihar water pastimes are there in Braj. Season, but looks almost like a little bit like a hand grenade. It's got all kinds of little pieces, and inside very, very soft white fruit is there, little black seeds, and very, very sweet and very, very delicious. So this is Sitapal. This one just taking shelter of see these two trees here, these are called kini. But it takes very long time to give fruit. They say, "Baap lagayega, beta kayega." The father will plant and son will eat the fruit. इसमें फल होते?
हाँ, फल होता है।
कौन सा season में?
ये साफ।
Then the tears are in their eyes. They can't see. Just see some crooked black thing is there. They immediately come and embrace the tamal tree. So here we have two very beautiful tamal trees. And what you don't know, because you never stay for that after Gaur Purnima festival, the next month that comes, when it's very hot, then thousands and thousands of little off-white, little bell-shaped flowers come with the most incredible fragrance. In Krishna Balaram Mandir, that's a tamal tree. And when it's in blossom, the breeze blows that smell all the way into the Gurukul building. Very wonderful, especially right after Mangal Arti. Then the whole air is heavy with the fragrance of this. And hundreds of thousands, every day, hundreds and thousands, little bell-shaped, off-white, yellowish, just like color of Srimati Radharani. Only for 15 days. So therefore most of the devotees, they don't know anything about tamal flowers. But for 15 days, hundreds and thousands and all the bees come. You're sitting in the temple room right after Mangalarti and the kirtan isn't going and all the devotee bees are there buzzing around, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, all getting the nectar of the holy name. If you stand under that tamal tree, suddenly you will hear all the bees are there. Suddenly you feel the whole tree. It's just filled with bees. Because right after Mangalarti, that time of year, just like now, even at 6:30, we're getting on the bus, it's still dark, you know. At that time of year, by Mangalarti, it's light enough for the bees to come. And you feel the whole tree vibrating and you listen and suddenly you hear and then as the bees approach to the flowers and their wings hit the leaves, then you get this little zing. So you got this zing, 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 zing. You get this sound like that and this beautiful fragrance. And it's just an amazing experience early in the morning and then you sit them out tree. Rows, you can put ladies on the hall side here and gents on the trees.
Radhabad means the place of Radharani forest. Radhabad. Going to the Varshana, Radharani, Alas,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. us a little bit less so we save the batteries. Hare Krishna. Everybody can hear?
Yeah.
So now we've entered into this very beautiful place called Varshana. Anybody knows the meaning of Varsha? Varsha? Rain. But here, not ordinary rain is falling. Here, rain of Krishna Prem is falling. Not only rain of Krishna Prem, but as we go around the hill today, we'll see that Radha and Krishna's wonderful pastimes are sprinkled throughout this place. Therefore it is known as Varshana. And this Varshana is incarnation of, anybody knows? Brahma. Just like other day we went to Nandagam, that is incarnation of Lord Shiva. Some of you were there. So this Varshana hill is incarnation of Lord Brahma, therefore we call Brahma Parvat. Parvat, you know, mountain. Just like you know Parvati, who's born from the mountain, therefore she's Parvati. She's the daughter of the Himalayas. So Parvat means mountain. So this is Brahma Parvat. Now just like Brahmaji, he has 4 heads. So this Brahma Parvat also has 4 peaks. So we won't go climbing in all of those peaks, but most of those peaks we'll see today. This is the living place of Srimati Radharani. The birthplace is on the other side of the Jamuna, in a place called Raval, just beside Gokul. Because we know Lord Krishna was born in Gokul. And then he came to Nandagam. So same time, Nanda Baba moved to Nandagam, then Brispanu Maharaj, he moved over here to Varshana. So this is living place of Srimati Radharani. On 14th we'll go to Gokul. The 14th is Diwali. And Diwali is the day, and Gokul is the place where Damodar Leela happened. So on 14th, keep it on your minds, note it down in your heart. 14th we're going to go to Gokul, to the place and time and everything where this Damodar Leela that we're celebrating this whole month took place. It took place on the Diwali day. So for us this is a very, very special place because we know that our Srila Prabhupada, his father, every day he used to invite some sadhus to take prasad at his house. So he would ask those sadhus that you please bless my son. What blessing he asked from them? That my son become very nice devotee of Radharani. He didn't say Krishna. He said, please bless my son that he becomes very nice devotee of Radharani. So we were very fortunate. Prabhupada became very best devotee of Srimati Radharani. Because we know that Radharani, she is the compassionate side of Lord Krishna. Just like if we want something from our father, sometimes fathers, they're very stern and we're a little afraid to ask something. Because he has to pay all the bills, so he's always in anxiety, so we're afraid to ask him. But mothers, we know, mothers, they're very soft and sweet and very kind and compassionate. So we approach to our mother, can you tell Peter that I want such and such thing? So Radharani, she's like that. She's that compassionate nature of Lord Krishna. Therefore we approach Radharani first. Radha Krishna, Sita Ram, like that. Lakshmi Narayan. Hare Krishna, Hare, Hara. Hara means that energy of Lord Krishna, Ladini Shakti. So in the Bhaktidev it becomes Hare. So we're calling Hare first to Radharani, then to Krishna. And our Raghunath Das Goswami, who writes so beautifully. We were yesterday in Radhakund. We saw Raghunath Das's Bhajan Kutir. Very few people can write so sweetly about Srimati Radhika as our Raghunath Das. And he has said, Karunaya Vidravad Deha. Karunaya Vidravad Deha. You know Deha? Everybody knows one verse in Bhagavad Gita, backwards, forwards, upside down. We know this verse. What is that? Dehenosmin nita dehe kumaram jovanam jala tatra dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuyate. So Deha means body. And Dehe means who's inside the body. Two things, Deha and Dehe. Dehanosmin, yatha dehe. Inside the deha, there's a dehe. Atma, soul. So deha means body. So here Raghunath Das, he says, Karunaya, from compassion, Karunaya vidrava deha. That ordinary persons, ordinarily we find people, their hearts melt with compassion. But here Raghunath Das Goswami says Radharani's whole body melts with compassion. Vidravat means to melt. Radharani's whole body melts with compassion. We're ordinary. Sometimes our heart may melt with compassion. Radharani's whole body is. And Srila Prabhupada has captured that liquid, melted compassion of Srimati Radhika, and he's kept it inside his books, and the devotees are going sprinkling that compassion of Srimati Radharani all over the whole world. It's like now everybody's afraid that anthrax is being sprinkled all over the world. So our duty to go and sprinkle this melted compassion of Radharani in Prabhupada's books, to sprinkle those books all over the whole world and cure the real problem of life. Everybody's thinking this problem, that problem. The real problem is we've all forgotten our eternal connection with Krishna. And so Prabhupada, he was most compassionate. So he's definitely the representation of that unlimited compassion of Srimati Radharani. So we're very fortunate to come here today. Now you see behind us some little cow dung houses are there. Now people always ask me, do people live in those houses? No, these are not living houses. These are for storing the cow dung patties. Here, in the village, as soon as the little girls are practically old enough to walk, then their duty, you've seen sometimes, you may have seen this little tray like this, metal tray. And they go around and they collect all the cow dung. This is the little girl's duty. If you want to become gopi, then you have to learn this duty. To go early in the morning and collect all the cow dung, then they make the cow patties, and they put them on the wall and this and that and dry them. And then they make these little cow dung houses and keep them inside. Even in rainy season they stay, because they will use this cow dung for cooking. No need of gas and electricity and all these things. Just by this cow dung we can cook our meal. Very nice way of cooking. You can tell that every fire has got his special quality, Just like this gas, so he gives you gas. But this cow dung, very nice for the whole body, very nice cooking. This wood and cow dung. As long as we're on this subject, we'll tell a nice story that Jamuna, last time Prabhupada's old, and one of my very old worshipful god sisters, Jamuna Dasi, was here. She told us The one time she went to the Brishbasis, because Prabhupada was coming to Vrindavan and she was there serving. And she asked them, what is the best way to make chapati? So they told her, you have to go to the market and you buy some type of grain, with some special grain that comes from Punjab, this wheat berry that comes from Punjab. I don't remember the name even myself. And then you have to grind it that very day. Not that you just keep some old atta from a long time. You just, that very day you grind it, and then you use neem wood. Here's our neem tree is nearby here. Backside. You take the neem wood and you cook it with the neem wood. That gives very special, if you eat roti cooked by the neem wood, it has got very special taste. You can't get with the gas and other type. Yes, little neem trees. Bigger one is backside. So when Prabhupada came, she went to the market, she bought those Punjabi wheat berries. She ground them that day. She made nice chapatis. She cooked them with the neem wood. She brought the hot chapati into Srila Prabhupada. That time Prabhupada was staying in Radha Damodar. As soon as Prabhupada tasted that chapati, he said, this is a Punjabi wheat berry, you ground it today and it was cooked with neem wood. So these little houses are not for living, these are used for saving the cow dung. But sometimes that cow dung also, sometimes when we're going on Prikama, we'll see the ladies, they mix the cow dung and mud, and the front step, their kitchen floor also, because cow dung we know from Prabhupada, it is filled with antiseptic, so the kitchen floor also, they make this nice mixture and very nice. They're my little Brinda kutir at Brindakun, all floor and wall, ceiling, everything, because it is very warm in the wintertime, this cow dung house. If you make the wall with the cow dung, it is very warm in the wintertime and it is very cool in the hot season. Very nice. So this is a natural thing. So this place, actually, unfortunately there wasn't much rain, but as soon as it rains, this place just becomes, even with your material eyes, you can see that Varshana is simply not part of this material world. Even today, we saw this garden was so beautiful, wasn't it? And now you see this beautiful little path going up between both sides, little pilu trees are there. Doesn't look like it's part of the material world, does it? In fact, if you want to turn back and go back to the bus, you're welcome to turn back here, because I don't know, we may go off on that road and we may go to the spiritual world and never come back. I don't know where this road goes. So if you want to turn back, if we don't come, then you can go back we don't know, they just walked down this very transcendental road and they never came back. So if you want to turn back, you're welcome to turn back now. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead down this very enchanting path, and you see on both sides of the road, so beautiful natural scene is there. And we'll see so many places where Radha and Krishna's wonderful pastimes took place, and we may never come back. Jai Jai Sri Radhe!
Deena Bandhu prabhu ki
Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Kishori, Vitam Jori, Sri Radhe, Bolo Jai Sri Radhe. Rasika Rasilo, Chela Chavilo, Gunagara Vilo, Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna. Rasa Biharini, Rasa Vistarini, Piya Uradharini, Sri Radhe, Sri Radhe, Bolo Shobha Sri Mohamedi Kantiya Tantana Devi Rasira Sareli Ati Allah Devi Sri Radhe Bolo Radhe Sukha Sagara Savaguna Agara Rupa Ujagara Sri Krishna Bolo Anga Anga Tona Sarasa Sarana Subhaga Sutana Sri Krishna Bolo Jai Krishna Krishna Jai Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Jai Krishna Jai Krishna Krishna Jai Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Radhe Bolo Jai Krishna Krishna Jai Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Jai Krishna Jai Krishna Krishna Jai Krishna Jai Shri Krishna So here we have another hill, because this is Radharani's living place, so Lord Krishna, he can't stay very far away. Rocks on this side, they're blackish, isn't it? You see all the rocks are blackish on this side, because this is the incarnation of Krishna. But you see on this side, all of the rocks are tinged with golden color, because this is the incarnation of Lord Brahma. And you may remember, in Krishna book, Prabhupada describes how when Lord Brahma stole all the cowherd boys and calves, then he came back and then he saw this incredible manifestation of unlimited cowherd boys, unlimited. They all turned into Bhishma forms, unlimited in number, and he just fell down like a golden rod. So because this hill is incarnation of Lord Brahma, you see all the rocks are tinged with gold. Now where these two mountains meet together, it makes a very, very narrow pass that we call Sankari Kor, very narrow pass, only one by one, maybe two by two, but not more than that. Sankari Kor, very narrow pass. On the other side of this village, other side of this pass, there's a village. That village is called Chiksoli. That is the place of Chitra Devi. Just like we have one Chitra Devi from Estonia. You probably never even heard of Estonia, but one little country is there on the side of Russia called Estonia. So this is the village of Chitra Devi, Chitraleka. So that Chiksoli is very famous for butter and milk and yogurt and so many wonderful types of milk products. So every day, Radharani, she goes over to that village with all her sakis, with big, big pots, and they collect all this butter and yogurt and milk and so many things. And they come back through this pass. Now Nandanandan, he also knows that they've gone over there to Chiksoli, so he's herding his cows nearby. So they come over on this side. And when gopis are coming back, then Nandanandan is there, blocking the path. So when Radharani and the gopis come with their big pots of yogurt on their heads, Radharani's walking, just like we were singing, Hansa Gamani. You know Hans? Hans means swan. Have you ever seen how swan walks? So the front of the swan always moves to one side and other side, like this. So Hansa Gamani. You ever seen swans walk? They walk like this. So Radharani, she's just with this big pot, she's coming along, Hansa Gamani. And her ankle bells are tinkling so sweetly. Raghunath Das Goswami, he describes, it is just like sprinkles of nectar being sprinkled, sprayed on all the residents of Braj when Radharani walks. This ching, ching, it's just like sprinkles of nectar are being sprinkled on all living entities. So Radharani is coming very sweetly, like a little swan, carrying her pot of yogurt on her head. So then Nandanandan, he blocks the path. You can't come through here unless you pay tax. And Radharani says, why do we have to pay tax? Because I know you girls, you're taking all this milk and butter and yogurt and you're selling and making big profit. You should give some tax to your king. Radharani said, here my father is the king. We don't have to give tax to anyone. So then Madhumangal and Subal, they become the advocates for Krishna. And for Srimati Radharani, Lalita and Visakha, they become the advocates. And Madhumangal says, now wait a minute. Brisbanu Maharaj may be the king here, but Nanda Maharaj, he's the king of the whole of Braj. So you have to give tax, and for every argument that you make, we'll double the tax. So you better pay up and not make arguments. And Lalita says, just see the impetus. Just see. Did you hear what he said? Can you imagine? You guys were living over there in Gokul with your little friend here. And he created so much trouble, stealing everybody's butter and yogurt and things. Everybody went to King Kamsa. They went to the King Kamsa and they complained. King Kamsa came with his cavalry and they fled away from that place. They came over to this side of the Jamuna. And Brisabhanu Maharaj, out of the kindness of his heart, he gave them a tiny corner of his kingdom to stay. How they claiming to be the kings of the whole place. Just see the impetus. Madhumangal says, where did you get this story? This is a bogus story. We're going to the GBC. This is deviant. You're preaching deviant philosophy. We're going to the GBC. We never heard this story. This is a bogus story. Every argument, next time you make an argument, we're going to double the tax. Not only that, we're going to tax you for picking all the flowers too. Alright? And you guys are going with your cows and eating all the grass, you should pay tax for that. In this way, big argument is going back and forth, arguing and arguing. Madhumangal's putting his arguments, Lalita and Visakha putting their arguments. Finally, Radharani, this pot of yogurt is getting very heavy on her head. She's just a little girl. Because they're just little children, you have to understand. How little children have arguments. So she's just a little girl. She's getting tired, you know. So she sort of gives a little push to Nandanandan. Now we know what happens when little boys get upset, you know. You offend a little boy. It's just like atomic bomb goes off in a heart. Boom! And they become so angry. So she just pushes him like that. So he's just a little boy, you know. So he just grabs that pot right off of Radharani's head. He just grabs that pot right off of Radharani's head. Now we just described what happens when little boys get angry. But when little girls get angry, we're afraid to describe that. So Radharani, she grabs the other side of that pot and she's just crossing her eyebrows and shooting darts at Nandanandan, and she begins to push, and Nandanandan begins to push. And a big push of war is going on. And she screams and all the Sakis come behind her and all the Sakhas come behind Krishna, and they're going up and down in this path, pushing and back and forth, and all the Sakis are pulling on the sikas of the cowherd boys. That cowherd boy is pulling on the skirts of all the Sakis like this. Big push of war is going on. So finally Radharani screams and all the Sakis just push, and they push, and they're about to come right through this pass. They come all the way up to the top of this pass. They're about to break through. So Nandanandan sees they're going to break through, and he takes that pot and pow! He smashes it right on the rock in that place. Now this pastime took place 5,000 years ago. Now as we go through this pass, you'll see there, because yogurt's a little greasy, you know? So even after 5,000 years, that grease stain we'll still see there on that very stone where Krishna broke that pot of yogurt. Now we were discussing there in Radhabag, every year on the Trayadasi. Radhastami means Astami, 8th day. So after a few days comes Trayadasi, 13th day. That day in Nandagam, only they sell jalebis. All the sweet shops, everybody in Nandagam eats jalebis, and they all come over here. And you won't see 1 square inch empty on this whole hillside, both sides of the hill, both sides of this gully. Everyone, thousands of people come completely covered, and on the other side we'll see there's a big platform. They put this nice shade, colorful, we call it shamiana, these little things that hang over top to block the sun. like that. And they have this group there playing Ras Leela. They have some little boys dressed up like Radharani and all the Sakis, and they have big fat, his name is Dan Bihari. He's a very famous fellow. He's big fat. He's just singing all these nice songs, and all the Brahmins from Varshana are one side, the Brahmins of Nandaground are one side, and they're singing back and forth, insulting one another, singing all these Braj songs, insulting back. And Dan Bihari is there, he's just singing these nice Braj songs. And these little gopis, they just come up and they give gulcha. You know gulcha? They give sock right in the chin. He has a big silver cane. He just chases them like that. And all the Sakis run back like that. And then they sing some more, and then again. Like this, they have whole fun. Then finally all the villagers come from Chiksoli, and they just tear, branches and rip up shrubs from the ground, and they all yell and shout, and they pick up Radha and Krishna on their shoulders and a big pot of yogurt, and they come up in the pass, and right on that spot they smash that pot of yogurt, and everybody comes and takes the Mahaprasad. And you see there's a secret path up to the temple, and everybody goes up to take darshan of Radha and Krishna. This is on Trayadasi day. Like that. So now we're going to walk through this pass. How difficult it is to get through this pass, so you can just imagine how much fun it is having a big push of war with pots of yogurt and butter and milk and so many things. It is so much fun. So we'll just imagine what is that fun, and we'll try to get through this pass. I don't know if any cowherd boys are going to come and stop us. Okay, it's the only hard part. After this, it's easy.
See that is
Oh, now let us see the fun. Oh, Chotu, क्या नाम? नाम बताओ. हाँ, क्या नाम छोटू? बेनामी लाला. बेनामी. नाम बताओ.
अरे प्रभु
राधे जय राधे राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे राधे जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा.
आमा रोटी नहीं रोटी रोटी আছে रोटी रोटी नहीं नहीं है क्यों
जय कृष्णा राधे राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय कृष्णा कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय श्री जय राधे राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे
कृष्णा
बोलो जय राधे 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 जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे बोलो जय कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा
कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा बोला जय राधे राधे जय राधे
श्री कृष्णा. Has more kutir. You know the meaning of more? Because. So this is more kutir upstairs here. Now we just ate prasad, and the sun is becoming a little hot. There's many stairs to go all the way up there. Only we can see there's a beautiful painting that was done by a blind Vaishnava saint of the past time that happened there. So there's nothing else to see, so we'll just stay down here and tell the story. Is that alright? No? You want to go upstairs? No. You want to go upstairs?
Got to pass through more kutir. It's in the way to more kutir.
Okay.
Radhe Radhe.
भाई राम राम मोहन लाल
राधे राधे
Radhe Radhe.
हाँ हरि मोहन
Hey Radhe. Hey Radhe Radhe.
राधे राधे
बाबा का नाम As you can tell by the decor. So what happened one time, Shyam Sundar, he saw that Radharani and all the Sakis, you can turn off, we don't need it here. Just save the battery. We're in a small, very intimate room here. So he saw that Radharani and all the Sakis were on top of this hill watching something. So he came here to see what are they seeing. So he saw that the peacocks had spread out their tails and were dancing very nicely. So then Nandanandan, he also began to dance just like Peacock. And Peacock was dancing and Nandalala was dancing and Peacock was dancing and Nandanandan was dancing like this. And after some time, he came before Srimati Radhika and she said that you dance very nicely. But this peacock dances nicer than you. So again, Nandananda was dancing and peacock was dancing and Nandananda was dancing and dancing and peacock was dancing and Nandananda was dancing. Then again he came before Brishpanu Nandini and she said, that was much better. But this peacock dances nicer than you. So then Radharani became more and Morni. You know Morni? Morni means peahen. So Radha and Krishna began to dance just like peacock and peahen. So you see this very, very exquisitely beautiful painting here of this pastime. This is about 300, 400 years old painting. This was done by a blind Vaishnava saint. He was sitting here meditating on this pastime. He got darshan of this whole pastime and Radharani gave him benediction that as long as you meditate on this pastime, you will see it before your very eyes and you will be able to paint, even though he was totally blind. So he painted this very, very beautiful pastime of... No, this is tape record, not... Oh, but she's showing on me. Then of course from up here we can see very beautiful view all around of this Braj Mandal. Because this Brajadam, it is non-different from that Golok Dham. There's no difference between this Gokul and that Golok, they're equally the same. Just like very soon BBT is going to come out with Brihad Bhagavatamrita, translated by our Gopi Pranadhan, along with Sanatana Goswami's own commentary. And we'll hear all about this Gopkumar who wanders from the Golok to the Gokul and he never knows whether he's there or here or there. He doesn't see any difference. So this whole Gokul, this whole Brajabhumi is not part of the material world. Every being, every living entity, every being, every rock, everything has got something to do with Krishna's Leela. Everyone has got something to do. Just like my friend was saying What about snake? We didn't see any snake so far. Hopefully we won't see any snake. But anyway, but sometime big black cobra is coming in Goshala. We have seen. So what does cobra have to do with Krishna Leela? One time, Radharani was very angry with Krishna. He is such a rascal. So she just fled away from that place. And she was running like the wind, and Nanda was chasing behind, but she ran like the wind, he couldn't catch up to her. So she was running and running down the path. On that same path was coming big black snake. He saw this little girl was about to trample on top of him. He stood up and went. And Radharani, she saw this big black snake is there. She screamed and she ran straight back into the arms of Sri Nandananda. So even snake has got something to do in Krishna's pastimes. This Golok is such a wonderful place. Now through this window here, because it's closed, but when you stand up you can see across, there's another hill that is called Mangar. I don't worry, we're not going to walk all the way up there today. So, Man means, it's like, because we're English, so we mix everything up. One is Man. Man is the mind or heart. Yeah? And Man means like anger, but not just anger. Man means some pride is there, some anger is there, some coquettishness is there, some crocodile tear is there, some all this thing you mix together and you get Man. So when Radharani is upset with Krishna, then she does Man Lila. If you go up there sometime, you'll see there's a beautiful picture. Radharani, not even from the corner of eye is she looking at Nandananda. And all Sakis are taking Nandananda's hand and they're taking Radharani's hand and trying to put them together like that. She's not even looking. So this is Man Mandir. And they say one time, just like 1 week before was Purnima, full moon. So Radha and Krishna were standing there and Krishna was describing the beauty of Radharani. So he described that Radharani's beauty, that her complexion was just as beautiful as the full moon. And Radharani simply became furious. Why she became furious? Because Krishna was comparing her to something that is filled with false. You know, moon has got 5 faults, panch dosh. First of all, he's kalank, he's got spots. You have seen on the moon spots. Huh? So this first kalank, he's got stains, spots. Second is K, he shrinks. Third is Banke, he's crooked. You know Banke Bihari, he got this name, he's crooked. Fourth is Nisachar. Anybody has a friend named Nisha or Nishi? You have a friend. You know Nisha means? Nighttime. So we know, we're trying to learn a little bit about Vaishnav Achar. Vaishnav behavior. Huh? Sadachar, Vaishnav Achar. We're trying to learn a little bit by coming here to Vrindavan and Kartik and taking advantage of associating so many nice Vaishnavas. We're trying to learn a little bit Vaishnav Achar. So Nisachar means whose behavior is to come out at night. Who comes out at night? Rakshas. Rakshasas come in the night. So Nisachar means like Rakshas. So moon, when does he come? He comes nighttime. He's Nisachar. And fifth fault is Vishya Bandhu. You know Bandhu, just like Deena Bandhu. Bandhu means, just like if there's a bond between us, we're friends. If there's some bond, we become. So Bandhu means friend, just like bond. And Bish means poison. So when they churned the ocean of milk, first thing that came was poison. Then came Uchesrava and Airavata and Moon and Lakshmi. So many things came out. Moon also came out. So we know Brahma Bandhu, right? Who's relative of a Brahman. Not real Brahman, but relative. So Vishya Bandhu means he's also relative of the poison. He's born from the same place. He came up from the same place where poison is. He's Vishya Bandhu. He's relative of the poison. On top of all of these 5 falls, what is the name of moon in Sanskrit? Anybody knows?
Chanda.
Chandra. Sounds very much like some competitor of Srimati Radharani. So for all these reasons, Radharani simply became furious. And she ran away and hid. On that mountain somewhere there's a little cave where Radharani hid. Underneath that temple there's a cave. And Nandanandan was lamenting. If you hear the lamentation, even hearing that, by speaking that about the lamentation of Krishna, even rocks began to melt. He was feeling so much separation from Srimati Radhika. Then one time, Srimati Radhika, she dressed herself up just like Krishna. And she came down the path. Now Shamsundar, he saw, here comes somebody dressed just like me. He said, hey, who are you? Radharani said, I am Krishna, who are you? Are? I'm Krishna, who are you? No, I'm Krishna, who are you? And Krishna said, no, I'm the real Krishna, you're an imposter. He says, no, you're the imposter, I'm the real Krishna. He said, no, you're the imposter, I'm the real Krishna. And Radharani said, no, you're the imposter, I'm the real Krishna. Like this, they were having a big fight. Then Shamsundar, he said, Acha, if you're real, then Radharani said, if you're the real Krishna, then where's your Srimati Radharani? Huh? Where's your Srimati Radharani? Krishna said, I will play my flute, she will come, you'll see. So he began to play his flute. Again he played on his flute and he looked. No Radharani came. Third time he played such enchanting melody on his flute that Radharani could no longer maintain her disguise. When Nandanandan opened his eyes, he's so shocked that there in front of him is Sri Bispanu Nandini, standing right in front of him. So he grabbed her hand and he ran off to Uchagaon to see if Lalita can tell who is Radha and who is Krishna. Sri Sri Radha Krishna ki. So in this way, this whole hill of Varshana is just sprinkled, as we were saying, with so many wonderful pastimes here. So now we're going to go down. There's a very special kund down below here. We'll beg our Hari Mohan to please forgive our offenses. We'll turn off all of our cameras and please open the curtain and we'll get darshan and leave some donation and we'll all go down to the garden. Huh? Further,
Oh, Krishna Kund.
Krishna kunda niche.
समझता है. From the top of the hill. This Krishna Kund.
लगी ददी बेचन को राधा चली कन्हैया जी को
Her name is Mamta. You know, Mamta means affection. Very sweet affection. Her name is Mamta. So you can learn how to do gopi dancing. So this very beautiful kund, this is known as Krishna Kund. There was one time Sri Nandanandan came here with all his friends and there was no water to drink. So he took his flute and he excavated this kund with his flute. So this became known as Krishna Kund. So Krishna's flute is very, very useful. Those of us who went to Nandagram the other day, we saw Krishna calls cows with his flute. And sometimes Krishna calls gopis with his flute. We were there in Radhabag this morning where they do Ras Leela. Krishna calls gopis. Where's our Gopinath?
Where is his flute?
And this flute, also very good for digging kunds. Also, you'll see on the other side of this kund, there's a nice asan there. This is asan of Marumangal. Because as we told before, this Chiksoli is famous for butter and yogurt and milk, all these nice milk products. So one time, Nandanandan and all his cowherd boys, they came here and they saw through the window in one gopi's house that nobody was home. So they all snuck in and they began to eat all the butter and yogurt and have a big feast. That gopi came by, she heard something's going on inside her house and she peeked from the window and she saw what was going on. So she went to the front door. Now you've seen in India, the door is not one, it is two. And there's a type of bolt on the inside and on the outside. So from the outside, she put the bolt. Means nobody can get out from inside. And she ran to call all the other gopis. Meanwhile, Nandanandan, he also heard that sound. He knows the meaning of that sound. Now they're stuck. And he looked all around and he went out the window. So all the sakas, they all ran and they climbed up and they all went ping, ping, ping out the window. But Krishna has one saka, one friend. His name is Marumangal. Now first thing is, Marumangal is lame. He can't run, he can't climb so fast like the other boys. Everybody else ran, everybody else climbed, he can't go. Second thing is, Marumangal, he's Krishna's saka, but he's not a gopa, he's not a cowherd boy, he's a Brahmin. And you will see in Braj, our Brahmins, they don't come in skinny size, they only come in fat size. If you want to do Brahman Bhojan in Braj, first you have to have at least 10 deshi ghee laddus sitting on the plate. They won't sit down until they see 10. I mean, I eat 4 and I'm finished. But they won't sit down. That's just to start. And then deshi ghee, puri and saag and all nice things. So our Brahmins, they tend to be a little fatty. So first of all, Marumangal's lame. He couldn't run. He couldn't climb so well. Finally, he got up to the window, but he's a little fat. He tried to go through the window and he got stuck. So all the gopis came running back. They opened up the front door. They came running and ha, we got you. And they saw nobody's there. Just this fat friend of Shyam Sundar is stuck in the window. So they pulled him out of the window. And they tied his hands with flower garlands behind his back. And they tied a string around his sika. And they threw it over the branch of the tree, so now we've got hostage. Just like nowadays it's become very popular, taking hostage. So this is coming down in Guru Parampara anyway. So now we got hostage. By that hostage we'll call Nandanandan here. So they told Marumangal, now you call your friend here, and they yanked on that string and he, oh! कन्हैया ओ कन्ना ओ कन्हैया So Nandanandan, he heard his friend is crying too much. He came there and he became very angry. Are, what have you done? Don't you know? This Saka, he's not a gop. He's a Brahmin. Now you've done Brahman aparad. You've done Brahman aparad. All your health, your wealth, your beauty, your everything is finished. So gopis, they believe whatever Nandanandan said. They always believe what he says. So they all said, so how can we get free from this aparad? So he thought for 1 minute. You go to your houses, you bring back whatever laddus you can find in your house, you make a nice asan for Madhumangal, you sit him down on that asan, you feed him laddus as much as you can, he will not only forget about that aparad, he will give you ashirvad. Ashirvad means blessing. That whatever the manukamana, whatever the dearmost desire of your heart is, he will give you blessing for that. So gopis made nice asan for Madhumangal, they sat him down, they went back to the house, they brought so many laddus, Madhumangal was eating laddu and laddu and laddu and laddu, he was becoming very, very happy. He forgot all about that Brahman aparad. He was just giving everyone ashirvad. That whatever the dearmost desire of the heart, of course we know, gopis only have one desire in their heart, and that is to please Sri Nandanandan. And that is Krishna consciousness. We just want to please Nandanandan anyway, anyhow. That is Krishna consciousness. So somehow or other, we're here in this place. Now Madhumangal, his belly is full of laddus, he's very happy. Just like in ordinary business dealings, we take our client out to lunch, when his belly is full, then we say, please sign. He doesn't even read the small writing. So now Madhumangal is in a very happy mood. Whatever blessing you want to take from Madhumangal, you all take from Madhumangal in this place now. Shri Madhumangal ki, Sri Sri Radha Krishna ki, Varshana Dham ki, Jai Jai Sri Radhe.
Ya Raja bolo. Now it's near to the palace. Now it's very near to the palace. You can see the forest. Deena Bandhu waited the water can arrive very slow walking. But you can see so beautiful forest. Now it's rainy season. It's over. You also in this time not so much rain. It's very quiet, nice, very peaceful place for chanting and reading proper books. The way. बोला है अंदर है
ये जानगढ़
हाँ
इंग्लिश हिंदी
हिंदी बोलो
हिंदी ये राधा रानी का जानगढ़
राधारानी रामगढ़
हाँ, सब जगह भगवान दान लिया गोपियों से सखियों से राधा जी से कहीं लूट के कहीं चोर के कहीं मांग के यहाँ राधा जी भगवान से दान लेती हैं कि बरसाने के बास को रास करें सिर्फ शेष और महिमा जाकी को कहे या श्याम धने सखबीर। यहाँ ठाकुर जी सखी वेश से विराजमान है। सब जगह ब्रजमंडल में भगवान पुरुष वेश से विराजमान है, लेकिन बरसाना में सखी वेश से राधा जी को दान आ पाए, दान दे के नहीं है फिर भगवान झूला झूले राधा कृष्ण
ठीक
सखियों सहित।
बहुत अच्छा।
ये बैठक
और बैठक
ये
कृष्ण।
बैठक भगवान श्री राधा जी का,
हाँ राधिका।
वो बैठक भगवान कृष्ण का।
अच्छा हाँ, अरे
वो बैठक भगवान कृष्ण का।
हाँ।
ये रासमंडल,
अच्छा रसमंडल रसलीला।
रासमंडल, रास का उत्सव।
अच्छा गोपी है कि
ये डांसिंग।
हाँ डांसिंग करे।
या।
ठीक राधे श्याम। आपका नाम कौन सा है?
मेरा नाम श्याम सुंदर श्रोत्री है।
कितना साल है मंदिर है?
जान बिहारी ठाकुर।
कितना साल आप मंदिर सेवा करेगा?
15 साल से।
15 साल पुजारी करेगा है।
सेवायत।
बहुत अच्छा।
सेवायत श्याम सुंदर श्रोत्री है।
परंपरा है तो?
परंपरा।
ठीक राधे राधे।
So this is the temple, a very, very beautiful deities of Radha Dan Bihari. Just like we came through that Sangri core where this Dan Leela, this taxing Leela took place. That is just below this mountain peak here. This is called Dangar. This particular head of Lord Brahma is called Dangar. So what happened was one time, Srimati Radhika, she was sitting here with all her sakis dressed just like a king. At that time, they saw some unknown gopi was coming, carrying a pot of yogurt, calling out for people to buy her dahi. So immediately Radharani sent Lalita to go find out who is this new saki. And if she wants to sell yogurt here, that she has to pay tax. My goodness. So, Lalita Saki, she went there to that new Saki and she said, "From what village do you come? What is your father's name and what is your name?" So that new Saki told that my name is Sham Saki, I'm coming from Nandagam and my father is Nanda Baba. Lalita said, "Are, Nanda Baba doesn't have any girl? Why are you telling lies?" He said, "Well, actually my mother and father, they disappeared somehow and Nanda Baba took care of me, so he's like my father." Achha? But if you want to sell dahi in this place, you have to give tax to our king. So Lalita Saki brought that new Saki, Sham Saki, before Srimati Radhika. And she told Srimati Radhika that she's coming from Nandagam, her name is Sham Saki and her father is Nanda Baba. Radharani said, "Why she's telling lie? Nanda Baba has not got any daughter." He said, "Well, we don't know, she doesn't know who her parents are, but she was raised by Nanda Baba." So then Radharani, she looked very closely and she told Lalita Saki, "This is not Sham Saki. This is Sham Sundar. So Sham Sundar, he had to pay tax, just like down below Radharani paid tax. So here, Sham Sundar had to pay tax to Radharani, who was dressed here as a king. So this is Dangar. A very beautiful deities are here. Another wonderful pastime in connection with this dhan was that just behind here, as we go a little ways ahead, we'll be able to look across the fields and see Unchagam. This is the village of Lalitasaki. So in that village, there lived one Brahmin. And he was very poor Brahmin. Just like me. And just like me, he had very beautiful daughter of marriageable age. Our mother Ganga Gati, she's seen my daughter. She knows, very beautiful, huh? But now she's married. So, unless you're from India, you can't understand this combination. Because in Indian culture, we will not only raise our daughter and feed her and clothe her and pay for her education and do everything and train her how to serve her husband for the rest of the life, but we also have to give money when we're going to get her married. This is called dowry. So if you get this combination, very poor and beautiful daughter, then this is great anxiety. Because the fathers, they too much like their daughters. And if they can't get her married to a proper boy, then they will suffer for the rest of their lives. So this is big anxiety. Actually, this is a very interesting system, how the Vedas balance everything out. Sometimes people say that Vedic scriptures are against women. But this is how it is balanced out, because Vedas say on one side that only the boys will inherit the property of the father. Only the boys will inherit, sons. So, this way it is balanced out. The daughters, they get their inheritance when they get married. The boys have to wait till the old man kicks off. The girls get their dowry very young when they're married. They get their inheritance that time. So this is how things are adjusted. Everybody is taken care of very nicely. But if you're very poor and you have very beautiful daughter, it is a big anxiety. And not like me, he had a wife with a tongue just like a razor blade. And she's always criticizing, what kind of Brahmin are you? Go get some dakshina, go get some dhan and arrange the marriage of your daughter. You collect some donation and arrange the marriage of your daughter. One day she told him, all right, you get out of the house, I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean, I'm not even going to let you in the house unless you collect some charity and you arrange the marriage of your daughter. So then that poor Brahmin, he thought what to do. He thought, Nandan, he's Deena Bandhu, he's the friend of the poor. He's there in Gabarvan. Maybe he can help me. So he came here to this Gabarvan forest and he approached. Nandan was here with Radharani and all the Sakis. And he approached and told Nandan his whole story. And Nandan said, "Arey, what am I supposed to do? I'm just a cowherd boy here in the forest. I haven't got any money. All my money is with my Baba there in Nandagaon. What am I supposed to do?" So then that Brahmin, he began to cry. Now we know Krishna, he doesn't like to see the Brahmins unhappy. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya. He likes to see Brahmins and go, cows. Cows and Brahmins, very happy. No photo. Only camera. So, then Lord thought what to do. So he told, look, I don't have any money, but I have one Priya. You know Priya? Priya means deer. Not D-E-E-R, D-E-A-R, deer. You know? Very dear. So at least in British English anyway, all those from London can tell you, that dear means something very expensive. They go to the store and they hear the price, they say, "Ew, it is so dear." It's a very valuable thing, expensive thing. So, he said, "I don't have any money, but I have one priya, one very dear thing." So, Krishna, he actually made sankalp, he made a vow, and he gave Radharani in charity to that Brahmin. Now that Brahmin, he really began to cry. "I mean, first of all, I got one daughter, I can't even arrange her marriage. Now you give me a second one, now my wife is going to kill me." And Radharani, she said, "But you know, Shamsundar, even one moment I can't, no. Now I've given charity to a Brahmin, I cannot touch it. But you know, 1 second I can, no. Now I can't touch, I have given charity to a Brahmin." Then Radharani began to cry. When Radharani began to cry, then all the Sakhis began to cry. Now everybody's crying. So Nandananda, now what to do? So he said, "All right, you bring one scale. You know? Not like you have in West where you stand on. You see when you go to buy your fruit, they have scale like this. So he had Radharani sit on one side of that scale. Then he told all the Sakhis, "You take your bangles and your bracelets and emeralds and pearls and rubies and diamonds and necklaces and earrings and hairpins, everything, you put it on the other side. When that weighed just as much as the deha, the body of Srimati Radharani, then he gave all that rubies and pearls and emeralds and bangles and everything to that Brahmin. That Brahmin became very happy. Haribo! He ran back to Unchagam to arrange the marriage of his daughter. And Radharani became very happy. When Radharani became very happy, all the Sakhis became happy. In one stroke, Nandanandan, he made everyone very happy. Bolo Sri Sri Radha Krishna ki Jai. So this is Radha Dan Bihari. In fact, I just realized I always bring, because he makes our pujari here, his name is Shamsundar.
Shyamasundar.
That was his little son who was taxing us at the Sankari Kor. That's Hari Shankar, his son. So, because he always makes this beautiful chandan and sandalwood drawings on Dan Bihari's face, and I have some extra chandan, not chandan, extra keshar. What is keshar? Saffron. So he always makes this beautiful saffron. I can see he's running low because it's not so yellow today. So I forgot. Next time I'll bring some saffron. Anyway, we can do some dan, we should do some nice donation for the service of Radha Dan Bihari. And I'm sure Samsundar Prabhu has got some nice Mahaprasad for us. Huh? Mahaprasad? In Hindi we call this Hindol. Now if you look on the other side, on this other hill on the top of Bilaskar, remember Bilaskar is a hill with all the black rocks. There's a Hindol there. So what happened there, that is where the original Julan Yatra takes place. There's one time, we were other day, last Saturday, we were in Javat, Radharani's mother-in-law's place. So just a few days before that, just around the day when the three Goswamis disappeared, Raghunath Bhatt, Raghunath Das and Krishnadas Kaviraj, they all disappeared on the same day, that Dwadasi day, just before Kartik starts. So right around that time, one day before or after, I can't remember, Radharani leaves from here and goes to Javat. So now she's not staying here in Varshana, she's in Javat. But in rainy season means Shravan. In our Indian culture, it is customary. It is customary that the young girls who just got married, they will go home and visit their father. Those only have 1, 2 children. After that, it becomes too big, heavy. So Hagani, who just got married, she goes to the father's house in Shravan time. This is custom. So that Shravan time, Radharani comes here to Varshana. Now she's just gone back to Javat. So this Javat is very close to Nandagram and Varshana is very far. So it's more difficult for Nandananda to come here. So one day Radharani was on top of that Bilaskar in the Hindol swinging with all her sakis. And they looked down in the forest. They saw one saki was coming. But nobody recognized who she was. She had a very special type of sari and nobody could see. And very chastely she was keeping her sari completely over her head, just looking out a little bit. You've seen in the village, huh? So like that she was coming very sweetly.